Memory every night. It's a bit tedious now at 87, I'm not going to lie, because it's really hard to exactly know what one, all week I think about it, and I stress about it before, especially before the Friday night show. I'm like, what could my memory be? I always want to give a good one, but I can't lie. By number 87, I am scraping the marrow a little bit. Because I also don't want to give you bad memories. I have plenty of those. Not that my bad memories outweigh my good ones necessarily, but I am very pessimistic, and I very much, and have always been, and always will be, a glass half empty, not full kind of guy. So earlier, before I came on stage, when we were just waiting just off the side of the stage, I could hear you all, and I said, like, my phone touch, I said, we got on to talking about claustrophobia. Not that any of us were claustrophobic in that moment, but somehow that's where the conversation went. And then I was like, well, not as claustrophobic as when I used to get on the stage in that box, and everyone was like, what box? So on my last tour, which was many years ago, it had a main stage, like that, and then it had a big stage. But there was no stage in between the stage and the big stage. It was just a little aisle and fans. And I wanted to start the show out in the crowd. Did anyone come to my 2016 show? So remember in Hello, everyone be looking at those giant eyes, and then suddenly I'm up here behind them. And to get there, obviously I couldn't walk through the crowd. So I was like, oh, just put me in a flight case. So for those of you that don't know what a flight case is in terms of like a production, it's just a box that you put equipment in. So I was like, they'll never know. So they put me in there and had a little chair in it. And I'd get in with the dressing and crystals and all that, and then I had a little iPad in there because I do get very claustrophobic. It was my idea, by the way, to do the box. Just put this straight, it was my idea. Originally it was a laying down flat one, and then I got in, this was like a coffin and like I'm dead, so let's do that. And the iPad, it would have just things to a little message from my son or things like that. And we did a lot of shows, we did 130, 40 shows. So in the end, they had to put what city we were in, because it does become a blur when you're playing arenas. You think you're in the same place all the time, which is why I hate this. Well, it's perfectly for me. I'm always around now. Anyway, at one time in Copenhagen, by the way, quick disclaimer: Copenhagen in Denmark, on the last tour many moons ago, was actually top 2 shows of the entire tour around the world, right? So before I get into what I'm going to say, I wanted to give you a compliment. So it was a standing arena show rather than a seated one. This story is very long, but I've really got to set it up. Okay? To be honest, I don't know if it's going anywhere that you want it to go, but like I said, I'm really scraping it out. So it's a show. And so they were pushing this flight case through a standing arena crowd, and some fucking dickhead fucking figured out that I was inside the fucking box. Because where they were standing, obviously they couldn't just go down an aisle like this, they had to take their time, so I started panicking, right? So obviously through the little air vents, hello, on FaceTime with a newborn baby. Sorry, I came crying. And I started screaming through the air vents, let me out, and this guy realised I was in it. So then it took about 25 minutes to get to the B stage, and everyone was banging on the box from the outside. Can you imagine? Can you imagine being inside a pitch black box with just an iPad saying you're in Copenhagen? With like 10,000 people banging on the box and you can't see them. Don't you think that's horrible? Can you imagine? I was like, are you real fans? That's what I was thinking. Why would you be doing such a thing? And then on everyone figured out I was in the box. So then when we started doing stadiums, again it was like banging on the box. So I'm not going in a fucking box for you, because I'm not being handled. Anyway, that's my memory.